Namaste, welcome everyone to Satsang this morning. Hope everyone settled in yesterday, had good rest, and are fresh for today's meeting. I would like to welcome all those who are joining us via broadcasting also, that your experience will be as though you're here. I see no difference, really, in terms of your capacity to hear and to follow everything that happens here in the most significant way. Thank you for your attention and for your openness, without which not much will be discovered. Thank you. Very good. I see a hand here. You can come. There's a microphone right next to you, in fact.
Hello, Mooji.
Hello.
This is my first time being in Satsang physically with you. You are truly the lion on my path. I did not get a lot of rest last night. I couldn't sleep. There's so much going on inside this body since yesterday.
Yes.
And there's something here that's very okay with that. I'm out of time. I'm out of moves. I want to recognize that I'm here as this, and I need your help.
Yes, yes, yes. I am immediately drawn to, by your statement, to you really. You say, I'm out of time. Meaning, I don't want to spend any more time. If it's going to be wasted, cut that. I'm out of time, and I'm out of moves also. I'm out of moves, meaning that there's no more games to play around this. So it ought to be very easy now then, very simple. You're out of moves, and that which really exists has no moves. That which really exists, actually, we'll come back to the dynamic field for the moment. The dynamic field, we all know it. In fact, this is what where our consciousness is cultured on dynamic activity. You know, in the field of duality, what we're doing, where we're going, what you've done before, who you think you are, what you want to find, all of these things we call dynamic. The realm of activity, of doings and thinking, of feeling and knowing and losing and gaining and living and dying. This is the world that we so much are attracted to also, and we suffer and enjoy also. This is fine. We are not cursing the world at all. I just want you to find your true place in it. The dynamic life is flowing by time and is very changeful, and no one can refute this. A dynamic life is time-bound, and this is fine. It's meant to be like that. That which is changeful by nature will continue changing, however much you try to arrest it and to keep it from changing. Because I say this, because sometimes you may discover something and you would like to just press pause on it. So yes, I would like that to stay like it is. But even if it could, at some point you'll wish it would just change in the realm of the dynamic. So I'm going to not focus on that so much for the moment, but look at the non-dynamic, something we rarely are seemingly attracted to and less conscious of. And yet I am putting that as the quintessence of our search for peace, lasting peace. Momentary peace, momentary joy, momentary happiness, we all know. But something deep within us longs for the rest of the unbroken joy and peace that we hear about, read about, and sometimes people think, well, it doesn't even really exist. And I could not blame them, because without knowing and discovering this which we are here, I say we are, I'm assuming here, this which I am here to share and to point to. I cannot share it, I can only point to it so that you discover that that exists, but somehow we have not been conscious of it. When we discover this, we realize that, of course, this is the response. It has always been here, but it was just not discovered. So here you are, someone has stepped out, and you are saying, I'm out of moves, I'm out of time. Meaning what? I'm assuming, you must correct me, I'm out of time for fooling around, or just for going from the next experience and the next after that experience, because I think I have a little bit of a experience about that now. That none so far, no experience has come and stayed. Everything has come and gone. One day, all that we treasure, all that you think, all that you believe, all that you trust, one day will be gone. It's not a curse, it's just the way things are, and we know it also. Including the person you think you are enjoying it, also passes also. And yet there's something in us that knows this and has been always present throughout all the pulsations and expressions of the body-mind. It is always here to observe, yes, that is gone. You cannot be anything that come, because everything that come goes. And if you are any of the things that come and go, when they go, you would also be gone. But you are here to say, yes, that also is gone. What is it that is able to observe and to witness that all things that appear disappear in time? All that comes goes. Obviously, you must be in a longer duration at least to witness that all things have come and gone. I am still here. What is it that is still here also? To witness them. So not all human beings come to this place of interest, and maybe deeper than interest, maybe a quest for really solving this seeming mystery. I'm going to count you as one of them, because okay, I'm going to count you as one of them. Something there must be of some interest, for some a gripping interest or fascination or an urge, and I'm here to share with you, to point you that what if that is what you're searching for, if you want to find that, which is not a stop moment, it's not a okay, we'll stop for the moment. It is not even stop, because it never started, it just is. The quintessence of all seeking, all genuine seeking for truth, cannot be something that keeps on changing. That is the only thing to which you can attribute to say rest, an ultimate place of peace. That's not always in the future, and not always something above or something, it just is. Can I just ask you again, is this what you're here to find?
Yes.
Good to know and good to hear again. You see? Now you say, I'm out of moves, out of time. Suppose you were, if I listened another way, and I say, you're out of moves. So then no movement should be of any value to you for the moment. And let's say, out of moves doesn't mean that you are frozen. but you're out of the belief in moves. Would I be right to say that?
Yes.
Yeah. And out of time does not mean, stop the clock, pause on the world. No, out of time mean I am listening, would mean out of time to give further importance to things which I cannot control ultimately in the flow of time. So I'm relaxed with it. But I'm going to listen another way. Out of moves meaning you're beyond moves then. Out of moves, no move is important to you. Out of time, so nothing to do with time. You're beyond time. Maybe that's moving too quickly to say that. And I have to slow down a little bit. If you're out of moves, as you say, and out of time, then what is here present with you now? You, right now. If you say, I don't want to, I'm not going to be one of the easily distracted ones, because that's to do with movements. I'm not going with any movements, including the movements that you indicated, all this noise and all this kind of seeming turbulence that's going on inside, whether it's just energetic or thought-driven, something has been there. You say, I couldn't sleep. But something deeper is present. So I don't have to go with that. I stay in this deeper place. So even if I were to follow what you say, you indicate a place that is not caught up in the traffic of those sensations. Tell me something about that.
I know that it's there, and
Where?
But
there means some there.
Yes.
It's there where? It's there.
It's here.
Yes.
And what becomes unclear is knowing that I cannot see it or...
Yes. You know why you cannot see it?
Because I'm formless.
Do you know that?
No.
We say, because I'm formless. If you truly were, beyond the claim of that, and beyond the hearing of that, into the realization of what is meant by formless, because as long as the body is here, and we have such a long, at least the duration of the life of this body, we have the relationship with this body, with the belief that we are this body, then to say that I'm formless will not feel real for you. And why would you say? Of what good is it to say I'm formless? To who would you say? Who would you say I'm formless to? Your partner? Your employer? Who will hear? Your children? Your friends? Darling, I'm formless. No, you're not. Who would you say for whom is it good to say I am formless? That is only for you. And what does it mean, formless? Meaning all forms I can see. Everything can be seen. But that which sees, can that be seen? All things can be seen, or let's say perceived. Let's make it broader, because when I say see, you go to your eyeballs or something, you see. But perceived means broader. It includes all your senses and the mind also. So all that is perceivable. So not just the objects shaped out of the combination of the 5 elements, everything on this side of the eyes that you can see, you can say. All that you see, that plus all that is behind the eyes in the realm of thought and feelings and imaginary things, actual things, so to speak, everything is perceived or perceivable. That which perceives them, can that be perceived? Is there a something that is perceiving them? Who are you? Are you in front of the lens of perception? Or behind the lens of perception? Or both? Are these questions to weigh out for you?
No.
Should I go back more to something more easy? This is easier than easy, but felt to be difficult because we are not accustomed to looking. And so this great realization seems to be hidden for want of discovering. Nobody is interested enough to look, or taught or encouraged to look enough to discover what I'm trying to point you to. And some people admit also, when I begin to look, not only am I looking, but I'm experiencing. I think the last questioner yesterday, who I'd like to speak to again. As I begin to look and listen and follow and observe that, wait a second, it's indeed true that everything that is perceivable, that can be perceived, is not the perceiver. Can the perceiver be perceived? And someone is admitting that when it comes to this looking, there's a fear comes that I might vanish. And if I vanish, what's going to happen to my life, my family, people who love me? What is going on, Mooji? Is this some strange kind of magic? Abracadabra, modern style. Also, my own master, he also addressed me in the same way when I was in a similar dilemma. For you to know the truth, he say, you must disappear. You must vanish. How to vanish? Vanishing cream, maybe somewhere. How to vanish? And if I am to vanish, then who is going to know the truth then? So to the mind, to the usual personal mind, it sounds crazy. What are you're telling me something I can't do? How to vanish? But the power of the grace of the words was already, it's like the serum was in. What it mean, is he? So the person who came, the young man who came last night, was indicating that a fear has arisen in me. I'm attracted. I am attracted to this, but yet a fear has come that somehow I might disappear. I said, it's not disappear like that. It means that who you think you are, you will come to see that you're infinitely more than that. It may include that, but that will perhaps become increasingly superficial for you. A deeper understanding, a fullness will be recognized. You will still be here, but not in the limited way we have been cultured to believe we are. So is this fear, which is a natural, a kind of instinctual, reflex fear, what's going to happen to me? Is it enough to put you off? Sorry?
No.
But no, okay. I just wonder, because what do we have to go on? Why should you trust my word? Maybe I'm a wizard. I'm going to trick you. Come. Gone. You know it's not like that. Because gradually you are experiencing, as much as you are open, You're experiencing something, yes, something is becoming lighter. How do you know what are the signs of spiritual progress? What are the signs, actually? Well, we could say an experiencing of inner spaciousness and tranquility, a serenity, a peace, a sense of expanding joy. These are signs. Otherwise, how are you to advance? Just by thinking? No. There must be that you are tasting the fruit of that discovery. So you must have tasted something, to come here, or maybe ahead of time something has compelled you to come. Maybe a deeper, higher wish that you forgot about, that I want to be free in this life. I have a sense of what that means. Or you have met somebody who has impressed you in presence, and you feel, I want to be more like this one. I want to be having that effect, that peace, that joy, that openness, that compassion, that love. Because we influence and inspire each other. So the one who says, I'm afraid, this one, I said, okay, we'll come to that. I want to catch someone who is really not just saying, I want to be free, but showing the signs that, well, yes, we can, how far we can go together in this looking. Beyond just shallow words and an exchange of concepts, I'm not interested. You say, I'm out of moves, I'm out of time. Is that really true? Because one who is out of moves and out of time, you are like, you become like an overdue pregnancy. You cannot be saying, I've done 10 months and you're skinny as a rabbit. You have to be something, some sign is there. It need not be physical also. So, how we can start, you're here. If I'm to hear your words, okay. They bring you at least in front of me, and we are looking now. What is to be done? What is to be done? What is to be done? Please, what is your request again? Remind us. What is your urge? What is your desire? What is it? You said it, but I forget. I think it was to say to, no, say it yourself.
I need to go deeper because my current state is unbearable.
Okay. Both the current state, and I want you to each one here, if you're really in for this, to stand with him in your own seeing, and so you make use of what's happening now. Your current state and the one who is suffering it, who finds it unbearable. Are they not an appearance that is perceived also, as well as experienced? Can I go this far? And I want to feel if you're really listening also. Your current state, you say, my current state, and I'm suffering it. So both the state and the one who appears to be suffering it, is there not an awareness of them?
Yes. Mooji, there's also, I do have the awareness that there is a space that is, although there are these waves or this current state, there is, I recognize that there is something here that does not have to be involved in that.
Are you different from that something?
No.
I mean, really. If you are the awareness itself, let's say that every happening, I think I hinted at that yesterday, every happening is in time and have a certain duration. We can perceive it. We can write about it. This thing happened yesterday, or this is happening now. But if we look at that with some detachment, you will experience that every happening occurs in a much broader space of a non-happening. You follow anybody?
Yes.
Yeah. That is significant. Is the non-happening reacting to the happening? Is the non-happening dead?
No.
From you say, I'm aware of that deeper space. But in a sense, in your language, it indicates that you are perceiving the deeper space as a phenomenon. You know, there is some place in me, but you're not speaking from that place or as that place. You follow? And is it simply a question of semantics and language, or is there a truth in what I'm speaking? You see? Yeah, I'm aware of that deeper place which is not involved in this. So you who are speaking are where placed, are you? The commentator here, the reporter is where? Is it the one who is suffering? Or is it the space in which the apparent play of suffering is taking place, but is not caught up in it? Which are you? It's important what I'm sharing, you see. Where are you reporting from? Who are you reporting as? I want to see, what I'm speaking is of any, can you relate to this?
Yes.
Good, okay, then follow on. And then you are speaking now. We're going to clear this up. No? You're saying, yes, I'm aware that there's a deeper place in me that is not really, it's not caught in the scenario of my feelings and moods and the turbulence. It's not that. It is the non-happening place, isn't it?
Yes.
You who are speaking are where? In the happening place, or in the non-happening place, or on a bridge between both? Where are you speaking from? We can slow down. I'm not in a hurry. Because if you get this, it's worth 1,000 points, okay?
Yes. I'm on the bridge because I also see that there's still a pull to look at with interest what's happening. And
this is very significant what he's speaking, you see. I'm in that place, in a sense, between both. A great master, Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, he put it beautifully. He says, the sense I am, the place where you're speaking from, is like a door that swings one way into all of the manifestation and the other into infinity. Again, the sense I am is like a door that opens one way to the manifest world and swings the other way to the infinite. You are speaking from this place which I call the place of the witnessing self. Yesterday I gave example of the second bird who is witnessing the first bird activities, but it's not caught up in them. But it has the capacity to identify with the phenomenon it perceives also. Or to observe them, but with detachment. This is very crucial what I'm speaking now. You have no wasted moves, no wasted time, I have no wasted words for you also. Okay? So that which the position, let's say the position where you're speaking from, you say, yes, I am there, I am aware of the immensity of being, somehow it's right there, and I'm aware of this life of the manifest world which sometimes is playing as a kind of turbulence, okay? Now, turbulence doesn't know itself. Turbulence doesn't know I'm turbulent. Turbulence is a reaction to something. So the witnessing position is aware of turbulence. I experience some turbulence here, but you know what? I'm not giving it that much importance. I want to be more stable in the place which is completely unchangeable or unchanging. We are together following?
Yes.
Okay. So what my request is to stay, your request, I'm speaking on your behalf, is to discover more fully the unchanging, because now I see, can you trust the unchanging?
I guess my impulse is to say that it doesn't need to be trusted. It's here.
That's a deduction. You in the heart, do you trust it?
Yes.
Yes. How did you come to trust it? Most people not even aware of it. Then they become gradually aware of it. Then they were afraid of it. But they are attracted to it. And then some have crossed over, so to speak. And they are that. And those you venerate and say, but you're still afraid of it. You say, you are my future. My past have left. I am present. Well, let's say presence. And it's like a prayer. Some people have heard it say, oh God, please come and take me away from all this. But don't come too quickly. Why? As you say, you said it, there is still maybe some playful vested interest in the manifest. And the manifest is innocent. It's your relationship to it, meaning you want something from that, which is not just food and something that is also impermanent, but maybe a sense of a promise from the manifest that to give you something that you feel maybe you cannot help feeling that is to fulfill something inside me, and I cannot just leave it. I'm not ready. But the one who is on the bridge, who is witnessing, but not totally purely, because if it is without vested interest, it's a pure witnessing take place. And this witnessing also exudes love and peace and benevolence on the world. But if it's attached to something in the world, to its projection or to something, then in a sense it cannot fully let go of that to say, not go to the pure, because the pure, you say, is everywhere. So it must also be the pure is inside the incomplete state also, is there also. Have I gone too far?
No.
Too fast?
No.
Okay. I'm answering your question, no?
Yes.
Yeah. What is it that feels like, why is it that I am not, if this is everywhere, the there is everywhere, otherwise, can we say it's more in the east, a bit less in the west, especially these days? Can it be compartmentalized to say it's really strong in the center but not so strong at the periphery? Is it anything like that? Does anybody know enough to respond to my talk? even intuitively. You answered all these things already in the inquiry or in the invitation also. You maybe answered them to the surprise of your mind. Were you under some hypnosis when you answered the questions?
No.
That is formless, it is uncreated, it is without beginning or end, it cannot suffer, it is not personal, it cannot be sick, it cannot die, there's no distance to it. Was that a part-time statement?
No.
Okay. So I'm in the right place?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Just checking. So now the voice is saying here, but I can see I want to say something to you because I see some hands going up now and again, and I acknowledge that for a minute, but I'm going to ask you, write down your question for a moment so you don't forget it, so that you can forget it for a moment. Okay? Because what I'm saying, if you hold your question, you will not hear what I'm speaking. And what I'm speaking is it's maybe answering you already. But maybe your mind says, no, but I want you to answer me personally. But I'm answering you universally. This thing that you say, yes, I'm witnessing, I like what you say. Yes, I'm on the bridge. I can see the manifest world. I can feel that it's there. I'm much more detached than I used to be. Okay? When I was very, very personal and very, very identified with my body and my ego, I would not be able to observe. It was a very claustrophobic state. But you have come to a place where you can observe more. And to that extent, more peace must come into your life. Even if there's turbulence now and again, largely you're experiencing peace. Peace is not a theory for you. And some spaciousness and joy must be there. Yes. But today you're asking, well, these are there, but I want to be so established in the source from whose perfume is peace and joy and love. I want to be so established there. You see? How can I be that? Then as I check, I say, where are you speaking from? You say, I'm actually in the middle of absoluteness, which is a kind of crazy thing to say. I'm on the middle, I'm on the bridge between absoluteness, okay, and relative dynamic manifestation, to which I'm still engaged, which is an honest statement, I would say, from the perspective that you are positioned from now. They say something is joined there. My question now is, if you are speaking from second bird position, you follow anybody what I'm speaking?
Yes.
If you're speaking from second bird position, where first bird activities and the world and so on, say, so I'm really above this now, I'm not building a nest. I'm occasionally interested in a worm or two, okay? But, largely I'm okay about that, no? Okay? So, you're looking from this place. I'm not so attracted to it, I'm feeling more the immensity behind. But why can't I be established there? And I say, who is speaking? The one who is speaking, who is on the bridge, is one on the bridge also not phenomenal?
Yes.
I need to hear.
Yes.
Right? You can say no also. Okay? The one on the bridge also, is it phenomenal or can it exist in a limbo state that is outside, basically? Some spiritual diplomatic state, which doesn't count to be on the infinite and so on. Also, our language now also is still a little bit strange because we are talking about the infinite as though it's kind of over there.
Right.
So somehow it must be that our position, which we imagine through the mind, to be a little bit apart from that which we call the sense of totality, must be a movement inside the totality itself. Thank you. So if the movement is inside the totality, saying that I really want to become more the totality, and that expression, I really want to be more established in the totality, is already inside the totality, how incredible is that voice? It's not just, I'm asking. Are you looking really from the position of the entity, looking at the infinite, like I'm moving more closer towards the infinite? Or is it that somehow that voice and that identity, the one who is trying to get to the infinite, is already watched inside the infinite itself? Hard to accept from the relative position. It's like some characters inside a book coming together to say, listen, you believe that there's an author about this book? No, I disagree. I don't really feel like that. As a matter of fact, actually, I myself am going to write a book about all of this from my own autonomy. But of course, I understand that we don't see it like this, not yet. We don't see it, not yet, because of the conviction of our state of identity that has been strengthened by habit and by a word, I'm going to slip one in, called Maya, which means that somehow the illusory, delusive power of the Supreme that is manifesting as belief in independent autonomy, separate from some sense of a whole, and I will do what I want, and I think what I want to think, I don't believe in this, and so on. You will gradually come to see a little bit the true position of that. Is it hurting what I'm speaking?
No.
Is it bringing in more fear?
No.
Saint Francis of Assisi, much respected in this country also, said, one of his very well-known statements, what you are looking for is already the place you are looking from. What you're looking for, what you're searching for, is already the place you are looking from. And I once say also, very close to this statement, another statement that I like very much in a poem from Rumi, a Persian master, who said, I've been knocking on a door. Let me in, knocking on a door. The door opens. I've been knocking from inside. Knocking at a door, it opens. I'm already inside. But I didn't know I'm inside. There was no lights. And I went, oh, please let me in, bang, 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 bang. The door opens, but I'm already inside. Rings any bells? Yet it's not enough. It is not enough. There seems to be still the seeming powerful evidence of myself personally. And what is that? Because there's breath in my body. My feelings are as intimate as my breath. something is flowing in my veins. My sense of myself is as intimate as the blood in my body. But intimate still implies other or two. What is aware of intimate but is untouched by intimacy? Is that a future experience? The idea that I am not there yet is a natural idea from the standpoint of your conviction of personhood. Even though you have been graced with the deepening and widening experience of observing. But the strength of your identity now has shifted from person to presence. Then I'm asking, is presence also perceivable? You see, I want to tell you that this kind of conversation did not happen was not so available a little while back. You would really have to be searching. All the necessary preparation you would have done in your searching. And many may have started and very few reached a place where such urge had become urgent enough. And when urgency had become emergency for some, that they really had to find before these kind of dialogues and guidance would be given. And now we are in open field, Google land, so anybody can press, Advaita Vedanta, highest knowledge, all this thing, and something will come up, and we'll read and say, ha ha, yay, I got it. Are you ready for what you say you're seeking? When I said yesterday, you have to come with a ninja attitude, because any human being who have chosen or feel in their heart that they're here and this has to come to an end, this delusion, my life is unbearable for me, as it is, and I've heard that it is possible for it to be transformed, but that it will be transformed when I am transformed from believing in who or what I take myself to be into the fullness of what I truly am beyond thought, then I'm here for this. And then everything is possible. Because the moment you make your first step, there's going to be resistance coming up in you. All that we have imbibed, all that has not been true, will begin to come to the surface. And it will feel like a turbulence, and it feels like your mind is turned against you. But was it really for you in the first place? Or just drip feeding on delusions? When one comes to see, because largely we venerate, when I say mind, I'm not talking mind, of course mind is a wonderful power. But when we go to the psychological aspect of the mind, or we go to mind in search of who we are, it turns into some kind of psychological force, and it will not help you. It's like it will not cooperate with anything that seems to threaten its survival also. And yet I'm not telling you that your mind is bad, naturally. It's when when our identity is partly shaped in mind and has become ego, then this ego field is not your true state. And largely we live in the state of ego almost all our life until now. Maybe some say lives, not just this one. So your stand place, your position has not changed. You're on the bridge. You're on the bridge.
There's peace here.
Yes. A piece of peace or a peace?
Peace.
Because you're on the bridge. If you're on the bridge, in the light of what I've been sharing, the one on the bridge is perceivable also?
Yes.
Is it with passion or with some detachment? Can the one on the bridge now be seen as a state of consciousness?
Yes.
A cocktail of mind and a person and consciousness, watched from a deeper place that is not that is unmixed. Everything that you experience, even very subtle things, you cannot speak about them because there's no language to express what they are. You are capable of perceiving. Who are you here? Where you're perceiving, you cannot converse about even. They're known only to you. You are who? Even your personality you can speak about. Even the one speaking about the personality also is perceivable. I know I've not got you yet. The fear coming?
No.
No. How much more to go? How much more to go? Out of 10, 1 to 10. 10 is here. How much more to go? What does it mean to stabilize in this? Is that still alive? Are we getting closer to reaching there? Is that not an idea? In your already here-ness? And this may take time. If one first come to the recognition of what is being pointed to here, that which is immeasurable in you, those my words have become that, to speak like this. That which is not passing, but inside of whom all things pass, but it is not passing. Is there any awareness of this?
Yes.
Yes. Yesterday, there were moments when you may have seen someone like this, talked to them, hugged, felt a moment that was actually and so powerfully an expression of life and grace. Where is it now? It's receded, collapsed into oblivion, whatever it is. Where is it? Can you dip behind and take a scoop from the past and show past? Everything is like that. And yet, of this which I'm speaking, without this, there could be no time, there could be no past, present, or future also. There could be no sense of your identity even. Because even your identity you can watch. But perhaps not yet. As soon as light comes again, to look at these things which are so long forgotten or you've been distracted from perceiving, As soon as light begins to come here, your world becomes alive with seeing. But something grips in, maybe a reflex that, whoa, better the devil I know than the one I don't know. What is this infinite space? Is it fun there? Should I exchange life as I know for the unknown? This is all your mind. The one who is free from personal identity, from the grip of personhood, is the only one who is truly alive. Not just truly alive, imperishable. Okay, I'm going to ask you to sit for a moment.
Thank you.
Okay, we take a second. Stay here and speak, but not anything personal now. Who is to come? Someone from there? Ready? You come here for a minute. Yeah, you stand up now and speak. Can you?
Hello, Mooji.
Hello.
I meditate and I'm aware of thoughts and images, and occasionally I get silence.
Yes.
But that's where I'm at.
Yes. You're aware of thoughts, sensations, feelings, even silence also. When we speak of silence, you can say you're in the Garden of Eden. Spiritually speaking. Silence and peace. If there's silence, there's peace. Where there's peace, there's joy. Where there's peace, there's contentment. Where there's peace, it should start to come love also, openness, fearlessness. These should start to emerge in you. But all these, even if these come, these are the fragrances. But from where they come is the same place as the one who perceived them. Now peace is here. Now peace is here. Peace is the fragrance from this garden of being. But peace also, you are aware. So if peace should go, something is aware, peace is gone. When peace comes, most beings are very happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. When peace goes, people, what have I done? What have I done? But the one in whom peace come, and if peace go, remain untroubled. Who is the weakness of peace or the absence of peace, but is neither attached or pursuing any. Are you aware of this? Yes. Is this one dead, this place? Is it disabled? Is it of any value? And for whom also? That which is, you see, you say, yes, peace come. But peace is also. They say, if peace come also, let peace be there. Peace wants to be with you now. Before she would not come. She says, I don't want to be with you. Now she wants to be with you, peace. And she's going to invite her brothers and sisters also. Can joy come? Joy wants to meet you. Love wants to meet you. They want to be with you. They love your company. Who are you? That peace should want to be with you. Peace come. She shows herself. From where did she come? You are the witness of them and the experiencer of them also. What can you say of you who observe peace even? Don't send peace away. You don't have to. Why would you want to? She's nice. Joy, contentment, love, grace, all these come. What weakness is them? Did that come? Can it go? Am I speaking to you, to your head, to your heart? Where are you hearing these words? So, what would you like to ask? Something?
I get easily distracted by thoughts, and I keep losing that space.
Yes.
As soon as I stand up after meditation, or even during the meditation.
Yes. Everybody heard what you speak? Yeah. You say, I keep getting distracted by thoughts, even during meditation, it happened. I don't want you to miss anything here when we speak. I get it distracted. Everybody experienced this. And I'm going to tell you that distracted state is a stage of the seeker also. But even the distracted state, I want to show you, the feeling of distractedness is observable or not? One of your most great power is the power of your attention. So great, so intimate is this power that wherever attention goes, whatever it touches, it's being registered as experience, mostly. And this attention, it works also for consciousness. It's a marvelous power. But it is also observable. Attention itself, which seems to be an observing tool, itself is observable. Sometimes you can say that my attention is a bit restless at the moment. Is true or not? Yeah, right now I cannot really focus on what you say. Attention is restless, okay? But something is watching attention or lack of attention. Or restless attention. Is true or not? Is that one restless? Now, what happened when you say that during meditation I see the thoughts and the restlessness is happening? And then what happened? That restlessness is accepted as a statement of failure. Okay? That is also a thought. Accepted. When you accept this thought, then you seem to, your efforts collapse. I'll try again after lunch.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I am pointing out that is also a thought. So I'm sitting, put incense. Then so we call meditation. Then, of course, these things happen because then the mind, he wants to control. Yeah. So thoughts coming. What about this, Peter? First, you're meditating, bodhisattva. Sandwich. Namah Shivaya. Nyam yo, it is fine. No? And then something goes, maybe it's not the right time, it's too hot or something. So why are these reactions so troublesome? Because you believe them that they have to be quiet before what? My meditation is successful. Okay? But you are meditating also to reach that which you cannot not be. When you recognize what it is. Every function, every act is some kind of function. Even the intention to quiet my mind or something. No? But that which you discover through the invitation, when you come to ground zero, there's no personality, there's no report, there's no history. If we talk about it to the mind is going, not ready for that. I'm too much wanting some fun. Just now I want spiritual fun. Okay? I tried worldly fun, I want spiritual fun. But absoluteness, not ready for that yet. And all of this absoluteness, what? No, I want to meditate, is arising in your absoluteness. But you don't realize it. Because you think you should be something. You want to discover nothing being something. And the idea of being nothing doesn't go down well. First of all, your parents will not accept that. Nobody in the world that you know is going to accept that. Look, today don't call me Joao. I am presence. Call me I am. No, you're not going to say. The most incredible, complete discovery, don't speak about that. Anyway, if you are discovered, you won't speak about it. You'll be wise enough to know not to. If you find you discover something, I want to share it, no, be sure it is your mind and your ego at first. You come to nothing. Be fully absorbed in that which, though at a conceptual word level sounds terrible, is totally complete. Everything flows from here. Total spontaneity, freshness. There's no pride. There are no enemies. There's no favorite concepts, actually. Yet all things are available. Things that were perceived to be horrible are perceived to be, well, not necessarily beautiful in the world of duality. Some things will feel, okay, that needs to be balanced, this could be so and so. But you will not be overwhelmed by concepts. I don't want to speak too much about that. leave that to your discovering. The urge in you should be strong enough to not need my trying to convince you. That is your qualification.
Thank you, Mooji.
Yeah. What did you get from this talk?
I feel like I need to be more determined.
You missed my point altogether.
Yes.
The one who is to be more determined is still the identity. You see? Yeah, I've got to try harder. You know? Try harder. You know? Less late nights and, too much pizza. No, not good. Wrong incense. Sit by the window. Mind, it will be like that. You are still wishing to include your mind. You are the weakness of mind. You are a weakness to everything, at least in your world. While you have the sense of individuality, don't think that you are a judge of this world. Just in the same way that when you go to sleep and you dream, your dream is a very unique experience. Even if you're lying in bed with your beloved, you cannot just share your dream with them. In the same way, our waking life is a unique experience to you. The trouble is you think that the world you perceive through your ego mind is a factual world. But it's a world shaped by feelings and thought and culture. There is one earth, but there are billions of worlds. In each body, a unique view of a world is created and lived and experienced. Largely shaped by this belief, I am this person, this is who I am, this is what I am. Identifying and describing yourself on your bodily qualities also. So if you say, I must try harder, I say, no, you missed point. You must simply understand more clearly your true position. Suppose you're in the wrong position, trying as hard as you can in the wrong position. You will make progress in the wrong position as well. Because I am not leaving things to you and say this you do. Actually, if it were not for grace, you probably would not be here. There are powers working for you much more than you are working for you. Because in your being, you are pure love. What you truly are is pure. It is stainless. It is absolutely without need. But who we take ourselves to be in our role in this life is a bit like first contaminated consciousness. And spirituality is for the recovering consciousness. It's waking up to the truth of what it really is. So when you say, yes, I must try harder, I may say to you, yeah, you have to try harder, but I'll have to tell you something more about that, what it means. Yes. I cannot say absolutely you're wrong about it. Yeah. But you have not grasped my point. If I can come again to tell you that what is the height of seeing is that even each position you take yourself to be, later you're going to see that that was just a position. Just like we have experienced so many different versions of ourselves and personality, and you've outgrown them. But each time you felt them, you feel, yes, that's who I am. Take it or leave it. And then you left it. Okay? So maybe one day you'll outgrow the whole mechanism of being more personalities and be who you are. But when, we don't know. Could be today also. We think so highly of that. We venerate a change and choice, but we cannot control our projections. And not at the personal level. Beyond the personal level, there's no need to project. You simply are. Is it too much for you what I'm speaking? At the back? You see, for me, if you were one of my students who came, I would not let you go back to your seat like that. I would say, come on, you will finish a bit better than this. Not, I will do better. No. Did you see? Can you see from this place? You see? Of course, I cannot force, and I won't. I'm just trying to get as much out of my talk with you as I can. But only if that aspiration is with you. Okay, we leave it for the moment. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I speak with you for a moment? Yes, please.
Hi, Mooji.
Hi.
Well, I'm really humbled just to be able to bring this question forward. And I don't know if it may seem sort of basic. Through the invitation, you sort of get that perception that we all get that same feeling of that isness. So we're all that isness, at least as I am perceiving it. So what is the purpose of this body if we all already are? You know, like, I don't know if it's really superficial.
It's good. If what you have discovered as the root of all knowledge, in fact, if indeed you have discovered this, then you say, well, it's like, if that's what I am, I'm that isness, then what's the purpose of the life? You know? For what are we doing all these things? Is the activity of the universe generated from personal intention only? I'm just asking, you see? Of course, personal intention joins the movement. And sometimes pull it to the side or something, or pull it to the side. But however diverse our interference or additions may appear to be, they are incorporated in the great flow. So amazing is the great harmony that even the play of disharmony is part of the great harmony, actually. Just not recognized. Now, I ask this question to you that is the activities of the universe only the outcome of human intention? No. What happens, you will begin to see, actually, as there is this changing over from manual to automatic. Is this changing over in a way? Like if there's a change of government, we talked about it before, change of government. Old government is voted out, new government is coming in. There's a little transition period now. Some of the old naughty works of previous governments still hang around a little bit, The new government have cleaned that up also. And the new movement is coming in, and ministers are taking their place, a new thing is flowing from here. You see? So what the new government promised is going to happen, now is their time to see if it really does happen. Okay? Now, what am I saying here? I'm saying that in the old regime of personal identity, who was running the show of your life, I want to do this, I know I don't like this, I, me, I, me, my, mine, or something like this, has somehow subsided into a wider consciousness functioning, where it's less in the emphasis of doing, but more of observing. Yet the activity doesn't necessarily slow down in every case. It could be that in recognizing that you're not the doer, particularly, you're not the doer of actions and the thinker of thoughts. Something has become more refined than this. You still see that activities are happening. And they, if you observe more than interfere with them, you will come to notice that life takes care of life, actually. Much more than my ego identity takes care of life. You begin to find some what you may call a fluidity, a harmony, an ease, a naturalness, a spontaneity is unfolding. Like somehow the universe knows how to be universal more than your mind. That very often, based upon the selfishness of egoic identity, we always was moving in some kind of, this meet me, Now you see actually that as something is cooperating with the cosmic flow, that it works much better actually. It's beautiful. And added to that, it has your presence which has been cleaned actually. And you enjoy without addiction and without neediness. Your very presence is showering benevolence on this world also. You have expanded in kindness and love and understanding and compassion and patience. All these things you begin to see. As you come, it's amazing because it is like a mystery, it's a paradox. But that's the more you lose of who you think you are, the more you become who you truly are. The more you become empty, as we did. In fact, look what happened. I asked you, don't include, I don't want to hear your story, not your history, your projections about the future. Leave all these things. Like if I said if there was a hole, like something here, and everything was just lifted out. So you're just like a shell, in a sense, but is it just a shell or is there not something here? That's much more powerful than everything you've left. Everything you could leave, and something is here that cannot be left. And also there's no one to leave it also. That one also left. And what did you find? Was it a disappointing discovery? What did you find when I asked you just to suspend, not drop, not kill, just for a moment? Don't be preoccupied with your personal projections or past. What did you find when you're empty? That even you could respond to questions that many philosophers and scientists, they can't come to any conclusions about. And it is flowing from you. How come? Isn't it strange? Is it knowledge that we put a lot of stuff in our head, then try to show off how much we've got? How did, when you're totally empty, and you're answering universally perplexing questions for people. Isn't there a sign in this something? I'm asking you. Is there not already some evidence that there's something much, much more potent, much more alive, much more profound in you than the usual noise and stuff and ideas and projections and all these kind of rubbish that we are told and read in newspapers and what people have to say and the gossips and stuff? Isn't there something much more profound about you than that? Did you not discover it? So now give it a chance. you're in the ease of being. It could become your golden age. But the mind is asking, so what to do? Come on, come. The engine is running, man. Come on, let's go. Who is it talking to? What was left? What was left back? What residue of that old regime is left back for the mind to be intimidating? Come on, man. You've been there, done that, tasted that. Come on, let's go, party time. Who is it speaking to? Would that even be there anymore? And yet it may. We can never say, listen, I gave the mind a whooping. It's finished. No, because he's got some surprises. You will feel ambushed just around the corner. And why? Because there's something there to feel enough pride to feel I beat the mind. Just keep within your own self observing and recognizing, no, that is not true. Continue exercising your discernment, and gradually you come to see, whoa, but this is not true. And what is left? Your peace, it remains undisturbed. We must keep employing your powers of discernment. That's it. You see, what if I was to say, oh, you realize the absolute highest principle, you have known the highest truth, but you're just a vegetable now. Divine one, a divine vegetable. What to do? Nothing to do, nothing to do. You know it's not like that. While you have a body, a dynamic body and so on, the consciousness will employ. You, the consciousness, will let this body, will be the conduit also, through which grace is expressed also. Why not? I don't feel that there is any being who experiences or expresses more beautifully than an awakened being, even on this planet, even though they are not attached to it, but they're not disgusted by it. There's no cynicism in them. Is what I'm speaking above your head? Below your head, maybe? Did I address the question with you?
Yes.
You can ask if you feel there's more to say about it.
I guess let me take a minute to think. That what I understand is we are then all it in the course of the universe as it's going to move, and we're just an instrument of it, if you will.
You're not apart from it. You're not apart from it to be merely instrument of it. But even if we are merely instrument of it, what a beautiful instrument. You see, it is the mind that feels, but, oh, is that it? That we are just all this? And then, what's the purpose of life? And it can pose this question or this doubt, but you should be able to meet that doubt and transcend that doubt with higher wisdom, with your powers of discernment, and not just feel that the mind has posed a question to you, and then, okay, you brought it up and we speak about it. That's one way. And gradually you will keep on deepening and widening in your wisdom that next time a question comes like this, you're more able to respond from your stability. Not stuckness. Stable but not stuck. Please say.
What I'm thinking? I guess I need time to process it, I think.
Yes. Yes. First, they would come also if it has been recognized clearly enough, experientially enough, then time will be required to stabilize in that understanding. It's not like I can graft into your head what's in my head. Mm-hmm. It's not even in my head, to be honest. But that somehow, as we speak, something feels as though if there's a heart, it opens and it's flowing with, it's not what to do next. Mm-hmm. I'm not into the what to do next world. Whatever is to happen next happens spontaneously in my world. And it is always fine. If mistakes, so to speak, take place, then something grows from them also. And accept that there's a need for them until there's no need for them. When we learn from mistakes or from things, then it doesn't leave behind the smell of a mistake, but more of an opportunity, and you grow. Life is rich in every direction like that. I'm not anti-life, true life. The activities of life that seemingly are governed by ego, I have little interest in that. I see little fruit in this. But the life, as it unfolds in the presence of a wise seeing and presence, it is extraordinarily beautiful and is not different from the whole. It's the dynamic expression of wholeness. So I feel there's nothing to be afraid of. On the contrary, living in the state of egoic identity, we encounter fear on a regular basis, and doubt, and guilt, and all manner of strangeness comes. Are you feeling a little sad? Why is that?
I guess it's the realization of that state of that egoic state of sadness and guilt, and that witnessing of it a bit.
The weakness of those states become increasingly detached from those states, or sees them with a new wisdom and clarity, and find a usefulness or the right representation of them. It much more than when they are perceived from a weakness which is egoic also, because the ego can also weakness, but it weakness with much more self-interest and self-bias than pure weaknessing is concerned. You see? And you can come out of all of that without feeling that, I'm becoming irresponsible, to not suffer. Even in the state of wisdom, some sadness can come. All these things, there's space in the immensity of consciousness and being for everything to show up, but not to overwhelm. And to see their usefulness, and sometimes their necessity, and sometimes their gift for enriching your sense of being, if you're concerned with that, because there are others who are not even concerned about it's all totally taking care of itself. It doesn't need a special management. Being free from ego is the central thing here also. Okay. Thank you. Can I see? You ready?
Dear Mooji,
Hello.
thank you very much for calling me again.
Thank you.
Yesterday I was afraid of getting vanished. And what happened yesterday is that when I left this location, I suddenly felt like totally empty.
Yes.
And I've read about these words like something is burning or melting, but I never knew what this actually means. And yesterday night I got the feeling that like something is burning inside me, but in a good way. And
Yes.
Since this morning, I continuously feel that I'm melting. I have no thoughts in my mind anymore.
Yes.
I feel a wonderful like inner peace, and actually, there's no seeker or nobody that wants to ask a question. It's just so wonderful that I wanted to share this with you.
Very good. It's very good, isn't it? Because look what happened now. I didn't know I was calling you. You see, I didn't recognize it was the one I spoke with yesterday. You came to give this testimony, in fact. Is it a disappointing discovery?
No. It's it's just wonderful, and this fear that I had is totally gone, and I just want to like let it go and melt and melt and
Yeah.
melt.
Yes. Yes. I think I said to you I wanted to see you again, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah. Very good.
I'm totally grateful for that.
Yes.
Also the way that you addressed me yesterday and the words that you chose. It's like, once you met this example with the sink and the water that's flowing out. In the shower when you open this thing in the floor and
Yes,
water.
yes.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like this maybe happened yesterday and that it starts flowing.
Yes.
And I just want to like stay in where actually I don't
Where
know.
do you live?
In Germany.
In Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. The neighbors. I would hope to see someone like you more and close up a little, and to support the thoroughness of your seeing.
That's actually I have time at the moment because I quit my job a couple of weeks ago. So there are a lot of things happened in the last weeks that maybe brought me here. I don't know.
Good. I'm interested.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk a bit, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Very good. I feel that in every age there are beings who are going to come forward, you know. They say that this age is, it has been said for a very, very long time, and that we're quite some way in it, in this age they call Kali Yuga. They say it's a challenging time for human beings. But at the same time, I've found beings who have this deep urge, this longing to go beyond the shallowness of an ego-driven life and to come into the same recognition, the same discovery as those great beings that we have heard about, and that we are not at a disadvantage for being the manifestations of consciousness in this era of time. That the key factor is the earnestness and the deep urge inside for that. And where did that come from also? I put it down to grace also. Grace is a nice word for me. It explains many things that the mind cannot explain. That we cannot summarize any person based on outer appearance. Sometimes a human being may appear to be really so distant from this opportunity, and yet they break open into the luminous self. I heard of beings who maybe felt to be, yes, this one is the next. You cannot say. God alone knows the mystery of each heart. But I believe in you. I don't have to believe that you are the self. This I know. But I believe that in this life, that possibility will really awaken so powerfully in the one in whose heart beats for freedom, that it has become inescapable. Who it will be, I don't know. When it will be, I always feel I'm ready just to meet someone with whom my heart longs to flow. Can I speak with you with the blue? Yes. And that will be, should be the last for the moment, if we can say that. It's 12 o'clock and we have some...
Hi.
Hello.
My question kind of refers to the question of the woman that stood up before. And I don't want to make it personal, but I'm trying to just share what I'm pregnant with at the moment. I'm not pregnant, but it feels like I'm pregnant. Is it not that the body is here for us to be able to experience all of this,
All of it means what?
I feel that I personally, my mind, is very subtle, but kind of was the one witnessing and observing for a long time in my inquiry, and I didn't realize it was the mind, but it was so subtle.
Yes.
Yeah. And right now, when I listen to your teachings, it feels like it's so alive in every cell of my being, you know? I mean, I know that I'm not the body, but still it's experienced in the body and through the body, and it's alive.
Yes. What is alive?
You're teaching.
Yes.
You're pointing.
Yes.
And this is what I feel like. Are we not here in this life, in this body, to realize that we are dead?
I
Although
would
we're
put
not the
that,
body.
yes, I would put that as the potential. We have to be careful sometimes because, you know, everyone is at the stage they're at in their own evolutionary drive to whatever. First of all, we will talk about this, what that is, because first of all, we may have innumerable ideas of what the goal of life should be. We have, for different periods of our time, we have a great sense of of the need for a purpose. Some people are troubled because I don't know what my purpose is. And some people have several purposes, and some have one, and some have, like I say, none. And some keeps changing, you know, what the purpose is, you see? And for a while, what we know is that with all sentient beings, there is a drive for growth, whether it's physical growth, mental growth, you know, I would call spiritual growth also. But for a while we are in the stage of egoic identity, our goals will be different. Maybe your goal would be to kind of like be famous, or to make a lot of money, or to have a large family, or to have, you know, one child and, you know, 10 cats, I don't know, whatever we have different ideas about. And through life we find that very few people, I've only directly met one person who said, from I was a boy, I had this idea. I wanted to have, I think it was like a Lamborghini, and I wanted to have this job and make this money by the time I'm this age. I'm looking for someone here who knows who I'm speaking about. And indeed, came and says, I did all these things. I got all these things. He spoke with me like this. I said, okay, fine. But there's going to be a lot of other things that happened that was completely unexpected, but it won't be registered like that's not important because this is what I want, this is what I got. But in order to get those things that were strong projections in the mind, maybe you give less importance to things that were much greater than that. And perhaps no importance to things that were could have been totally important in other ways. But we're not going to go so far in that. Generally speaking, our ideas about what is good for us keeps changing. Beyond our capacity to hold them still. And even if we could hold them still at a certain point, they'll die right in front of you. And even if something you want didn't change in front of you, your moods about it will change. So we cannot govern all of this. Everything will change. So I allow in my heart for people to go in their own way. I don't want to disturb anybody. I don't want to be going with a placard to say, come and listen to me. I really don't, and I won't. I promise you. Okay? But because there are beings who are in search of something which has been found and recognized to be not personal, it's universal. What I mean by it's universal, that everyone who discovers it will be happy. I can't say that about anything else. I may feel that this plant, this flower here, is the most beautiful flower in the whole world. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. But somebody's going to hate it. Whatever you think, it cannot be universally appreciated. Whether it's an idea or whatever it is. There's no single being, just like I can say, there's not one single being who is loved by everybody, not even God. Okay? This is the nature of mind, like that. So let each one go, let them all come like that. But this is the only one I can say, that if it is discovered, if it is discovered, you cannot not be happy and fulfilled. Even demons who delight in wrongness, in evil things, I hope the time comes for them also, that they will come to wake up to this. If they are sentient expressions of consciousness, they must be on some evolutionary move also. They cannot come to this and say, give me some blood. No, everyone who discovers the truth of the self, and I'm putting truth not as a concept about truth, but as the living recognition and experience in the heart. So what you say, I agree with that. I agree with this, that I would put this as the highest discovery, the most profound and complete discovery in the human kingdom as a potential, is to wake up to the truth of what you are. Not to the belief, but to the actuality of self-realization and self-recognition. We have other words for that. There are other words for it. So I don't want to classify it as though it belongs to a particular religion. It's the same thing. Whether it is called freedom or moksha or salvation or, transcendence or whatever it is the same thing. It's to come back to the origin. And one of the great things that seems to be an obstacle to that is the creation in the mind that it's a kind of death. And I said, yes, it is. It is a death to death. And it is a death to what is not real. It's a death to what is untrue. If you want to call it death, I can also say it is the neutralizing of that which is not, that is thought to be real and true, but is not in service to the truth and to a rich and complete existence. I can say yes, these things will be transcended. In fact, they will come to be seen that they didn't even really exist, just in the same way that the worldview you have in your mind only exists in your mind. It is not appropriate to say that that's how things are. It is how you perceive them to be. And I don't know if you perceive that. And this is why it is good that human beings live together, to try out our projections and our subjective assumptions about life, and to see that there are other ways of looking at things, and perhaps to broaden ourselves and to be more open that yes, there is not one single conceptual conclusion that will be pleasing for everybody. Even people don't want to go to the same heaven. So anything that is concept-based is subject to change and will change. If it does not change, you will change. So that aspect of the self which is changeful, we are gradually come to see that that also is perceivable to great delight also. And that whatever the mischiefs, whatever the misunderstandings, the misconceptions of our life, is not that we have to put each thing right, but by recognizing what is true, those things which are not true fall away by themselves. Is that not wonderful? If you had to go back and put everything that we seem to be do wrong right, most we cannot even remember, would that not be the most horrible thing? So discovering not a pile of concepts. I'm not giving you a pile of concepts. I'm using those concepts to point to that which is beyond concept. And I'm asking you, how far is it? How long will it take? How far is it to point to that which is concept-free. Is there any distance at all, you see? Isn't it amazing? So this body can be used in so many ways. Like one body, we all have a similar body, even male, a similar body. And yet look how many different ways we approach it. The same body. One earth. So many different views about it. And we like to be different also. And even the one who is free have no fight with the apparent differences. Says, no, it's nice that each thing is unique. If you take one flower, if it has 1,000 petals, each petal is unique. Does that lead to confusion? No, not at all. In the one whose mind is harmonious, all things are flowing into one harmony. However diverse is the expressions of consciousness, in the mind of the one who sees, all of them boil down to the same DNA as consciousness. They understand that. It's like all of this can be allowed to be as unique in its expression without trying to make things look alike, because you have found the one that they are. Is that not wonderful? And find it beyond merely conceptual conviction. Discover it as the life of life itself. The life that gives life itself. I am not speaking poetry to you. I myself am a simple man. But I stand in what I say and what I see.
Can I say something? Yeah, and I feel that it's almost a kind of a common spiritual concept, that the withdrawal of senses or the witnessing is used as an easy way out, actually.
It is seen, it is said, you're saying that it is seen in the world that that as far as spirituality is concerned, the withdrawing of the weakness from life is like the easy way out.
Yeah.
But why they don't take it then?
But I feel, no, like out of being.
But that can only be said by a foolish person.
Yeah. Well,
because how would you say, we say many things, it is not our experience.
No.
We say many things, and people have built empires of reputation on things they have not experienced. Oh. I watched one short documentary when one woman in England, who is a well-known romantic writer of romantic novels. She's very, very well-known, read many books, young girls are completely besotted with her books and following her romantic things. She knows everything about romance. And I saw an interview with her, and she admitted, she said, I've never had a relationship myself. She said, I said, I've never even been fondled or nothing like that. Nothing has that happened to me. And yet she has this incredible, amazing ability to write these things that people are falling in love, reading, but she has not had the experience herself. So people say all kinds of things. And they speak things like this, it's denying. Who enjoys or knows about the senses than one who has transcended the limitations of them? The sense, nothing's wrong with senses. But to raise them up with such high virtue, like, wow, we're here, as almost like addicts to our senses, I think that's a very lowly status, actually. By all means, I'm saying, let those whose time it is to enjoy the seasons of their youth and enjoy whatever they have to do. Why to bother trouble them? Let them, good luck. I'd rather to be with someone who's really enjoying their life than a miserable monk. Okay? So I am not going to disturb anyone. Let them do. But those whose time has come to go to other levels, and a level that I feel in empathy with and feel somehow in resonance with, well, let's get together, talk.
Yeah, I'm happy you say that.
You see, I am not here to tell people don't enjoy that, and oh, that's gluten and all. No, I say no, enjoy. Nothing in life tells you don't enjoy what you enjoy. No, enjoy it. Addictions are a little different because I don't see anybody who is addicted to anything and is really in joy. They are suffering creatures, basically. Okay? But for those who have seen through and who's walked through this forest of existence and sense that there is a way out, and passing along the way, those who are forest dwellers and quite happy, and not criticizing them, but who know in their heart that there is a path to go out of this forest. Let them go. Don't trouble them either. Let them find their way. I am not about you should. I'm more for you could. Okay? And so you could wake up. You should wake up. Yes, you should wake up. But not, I'm not telling anybody you should wake up. We have to wake up. Actually, it's not even up to you. The one who caused you to sleep must wake you up also. It may be a question of time. And the timeless is not looking at the time it takes about it. We could be for hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes, if there are such lifetimes available to be had on this planet. We could be for hundreds of lifetimes more. It's all a question of how that feels inside you. There was one time one of the women from Sangha, one of the girls from Sangha, she was walking through the park and she saw one girl. She was very young girl, very happy and almost she was attracted to her actually. And she was like, this girl was like from one of these religious communities, I won't say which one. And so this friend from Satsang went and said, hi, how are you? Are you celebrating something? And she goes, she said, yes. I found out today I only have 5 more lives to live. So our girl says, sorry? I've only got 5 more lives before liberation. So our satsang girl says, what? If I'm told I have to wait 5 more days, it's too much for me. Too much. Why? Why this difference? Why this difference? I don't know. For someone who feels that the truth is timeless and is timelessly present, to want to wait 5 lifetimes to celebrate, it just felt in her heart that is just, no, thank you. No. Not tasting what I have tasted already. No, it has to be now. And can it be now? Not, I am released because of another 5 times. Maybe it's not a bad outlook, I don't know. I don't want to even judge it. Maybe somebody else was told, look, it's just another 15 lives to go. 15? Could we make it 14? No, I don't know, whatever. But with her case, this woman had felt, in another 5 lives, I'll be awake. And who can say, that's, why should she have to? No, you can speak for yourself. If that feels like, no, I have really listened and I've smelt the rain coming, the rain of freedom inside, and I know it's not for tomorrow. and then that is your good fortune. And when you recognize what it is, in that moment you'll know that this is the most. There's nothing beyond. This is the most. My life is fulfilled now. Whatever the life was for, it is reached its completeness in that. Yes, of course, they may continue even after the realization of what is true. Because the self is not an event that's going to happen, by the way. The self is. What may be called an event is the recognition of it. That finally, wow, suddenly, in one instant, it is recognized, this. And suddenly all of that becomes, in a sense, loses their power and influence over you. And yet, as I was saying, if there was a fan, if you imagine there was a fan, an electric fan turning, and you switch it off, the blades will still keep turning for a while, but gradually they come to stop. What is this flicking off the switch that I'm referring to? It means to cut the force of delusion, to see clearly, experientially, from the place of true. And yet, as I used earlier, this example of a changing over of government, that it will take time a little bit. It takes a little time for somehow, for the business, the old business to close down and to really stabilize in the new understanding. Something will stabilize there. It is not the absolute that is stabilizing in itself. It's the relative that is stabilizing in the absolute. When the relative stabilizes in the absolute, it doesn't become relatively absolute. It is just one. Does that can you relate to this? Am I saying in this way? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With all my heart, thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
Love you too. Thank you. Thank you for this morning's satsang. As you check inwardly, and you say, when I say to check inwardly, you see, it's not a journey at all. What really is here? What are you discovering, you see? Is it noise? Is it more like space, spaciousness? Is there a silence, a peace? Or there is still the turbulence of thoughts? And even if there was, and even if there is a movement, leave it to be a movement. Don't label it wrongly like, oh, I got to get rid of this. No, just leave it. As I said, there's ample room, there's enough room in the infiniteness of being for everything to have its momentary play. That was never the problem. It's not what features inside our being that creates a problem, but it's the habit of interpreting them in some negative way, like, oh, this means I'm not ready, this means I'm not good enough, this means I'm not worthy, again I'm going to lose this thing, bad luck. These labelings you should watch. And as you learn to observe and not be seeking for things to explain themselves, the more we observe with detachment, the energy that you put into the into the crime scene, into the activities, begins to reflect back, to stay in your heart. And you begin to experience the vibration first, the vibration field. You experience also the silence from where witnessing arises in you. So initially, it's like we're watching and the mind wants to report about the incident and what's happening and this thing happened and that thing happened and oh, I can't, and this is too much and all this noise. But gradually, as you witness or you observe with detachment, you begin to experience the observing field. Just the sense of being become increasingly pronounced, more than the activities of the journalistic mind. You follow? Yes, that, and something becomes more calm. Incidents, accidents seem more distant. They are not a fact. Not because you perceive something means it is true. That you perceive something is true. But it's not necessarily true that what you perceive is truth. That you experience something, you can say, yeah, this is my experience, that is true. But you cannot call it true because you experience something doesn't mean that what you experience is truth. So less of the storytelling mind, or rather not just the storytelling, but the interpreting tendencies of the mind. You'll begin to observe these and feel increasing distance from that because they are not a truth. There's just a possibility of perceiving. What is true is the place of the perceiver who is not entangled in the object of perception. Thank you. I believe we're going to have some nice music for the next minute or two, and please enjoy. Very good.